You know what day it is. You know what time it is. You know what we're here for. We're here to watch WWE SmackDown September 17 edition, not alone, but with all of you. And we're excited. It's supposed to be a very promising, a very good show. Of course, the head of the table, Roman Reigns, is going to be there, so that's enough reason for us to tune into SmackDown tonight. And we cannot wait to see how great or how amazing of a show this one's going to be. And as we go live, SmackDown is now on air. We're seeing the intro, the classic WWE intro on the TV screen right now. Very excited for the show. It's supposed to be a very promising one. And what's even more exciting is right after this show, we have AEW Rampage, which also is going to be airing right as SmackDown goes off the air. And we'll be doing a watch along for that as well. And right after the AEW Rampage watch along, we're doing for the first time ever our breakdown exclusive of brand new series, which is going to be all about reviews. So as soon as we go off the air with our watch-alongs, our correspondent, Wrasslinews' very own KJ White, takes over the YouTube page and goes live with his breakdown series where he's going to be reviewing the night's shows. And tonight it's going to be a review of SmackDown and AEW Rampage combined. So don't forget to tune in. And for now, let's focus our direction. Let's direct our focus to our TV screen where SmackDown is currently on the air. Alright, it looks like a pretty sold out crowd. There are lots of people. They're excited. They're clapping. It seems to be a very promising show. And of course, this is the first SmackDown after Big E won the WWE Championship. So I believe that Paul Heyman is a little relaxed tonight. He's a little, calmed down. He's not nervous about somebody cashing in their Money in the Bank briefcase tonight. So I'm pretty sure he's happy about it. All right. So we're kicking off things tonight with the head of the table with Roman Reigns. And I don't think there can be a better way to kick off SmackDown than with the head of the table himself. Wow, there he is with the Bloodline t-shirt, the white Bloodline t-shirt. What a sick t-shirt, really. It's great. Wow, it looks great. And so far we have two Uso brothers, accompanying Roman Reigns to the ring. And soon it could be three, Seifa Fatu, of course, he's signed with the WWE. He is currently training at the Performance Center, and I cannot wait for him to make his debut, either on NXT or the main roster. He's probably going to go to NXT first, but wow, can you imagine not two, but three Uso brothers on the main roster accompanying Roman Reigns to the ring? The bloodline just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Wow. Can't wait. And we're getting a lot of love here. So good to see everybody here. Wow. Hello, everybody. William is in the house. Good to see you, William. Good to see everybody here. And SmackDown is looking to be very promising. Of course, we are seeing the tag titles. We're seeing the Universal title up in the air as Roman Reigns looks on and stares at the ring. What to expect from Reigns tonight, I don't know. But it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be great. Very excited for it. And of course, we're seeing a recap from last Friday where Brock Lesnar, he planted some seeds of feud, of some animosity, of some tension between Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. So tonight, we'll probably get to see if the seeds actually bore any fruits or did it not. So it's interesting. It's interesting. I would like to see what happens next with them. And Williams says, even if SmackDown is mediocre tonight, it'll still be better. Anything will be better than that NXT, William. You know that. You know that very well. Oh gosh, that NXT was... And you know what's so surprising about that NXT? It's the fact that so many people enjoyed it. I mean, good for the people who enjoyed it. That's great. I saw a lot of tweets in which people said that the show was actually good. They had fun. It was something new. Yes, it was something new, but alright, if you enjoyed it, it's good. It's great. Yeah, not my cup of tea, but if you enjoyed that show, anybody, watching right now or anybody anywhere else, good for them, definitely. Yeah, but right now, as we're watching SmackDown, it's Roman Reigns, the Universal Champion, who has opened the show and he's about to enter the ring. Very exciting to see what he has to say. I'm very eager to see that. So Roman Reigns opens the show. We have yet to hear from him and see what the Universal Champion has to say. And of course, now we're getting a recap from last Friday where we saw the Demon. We saw Finn Balor make his return, something that people loved. You know, MSG, SmackDown MSG was a special show. We saw Brock Lesnar, we saw Finn Balor, of course, Becky Lynch, Roman Reigns, even a dark match with John Cena. I mean, that SmackDown was something big. It was really big. It was really good. And not just the live audience, but the TV audience, everybody was in for a treat. And I feel like USA Network, they watch SmackDown, they watch Big E, they watch, Brock Lesnar, they watch Roman Reigns, they watch Becky Lynch, they watch John Cena, they watch all these superstars, and they saw the ratings go up for Fox. And USA Network probably got in touch with WWE, and they were like, we're putting a lot of money too. We're putting in a lot of money to promote your show, to broadcast your show. What are we getting? And maybe that's why, they had the whole Big E thing and had him cash in on Raw, on a random Raw. While it was actually revealed by Dave Meltzer on the Wrestling Observer newsletter that the original plan was for Big E to cash in during the draft night of Raw. But they, of course, changed the plans and had him cash in earlier. So, but it's interesting. I mean, the New Day, all three members of the New Day are finally on the same brand. They are serving the same territory right now. That's Monday Night Raw. But it is interesting since the draft is just a few weeks ago, a couple weeks ago. Are they gonna split the New Day once again? Or are they gonna be together? So I'm really, I'm wondering. I don't know, but I hope that they stay together. And let's go head our direction back to SmackDown, where Roman Reigns has the mic and he's gonna say something. Let's see what the head of the table has to say. Alright, so he wants the fans in attendance, the fans watching across the globe, to acknowledge him. And of course we acknowledge Roman Reigns. I mean, if we did not, we wouldn't be watching SmackDown right now, so of course we acknowledge him. Alright, so Roman Reigns is not happy enough. He wants Paul Heyman to educate the live audience, to have to properly acknowledge Roman Reigns. Now that is a true head of the table, a true tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Even I am in awe of the greatness that stands before me tonight, because, ladies and gentlemen, your tribal chief takes no Sabbath. Your tribal chief ducks no challenger. Your tribal chief defends his title, defends his position at the head of the table every single day, every single week, every single month, every mega event after every single mega event, every micro.
Paul Heyman with a proper introduction to Roman Reigns, just letting people know they're blessed, how blessed they really are to have the tribal chief in their presence. I mean, it's a really, you gotta be really fortunate to be breathing the same oxygen as the tribal chief, obviously. And Paul Heyman is there letting the people know just that, and letting them know how to properly acknowledge the tribal chief. Very, very important. Very important. But the question is, who does Paul Heyman really love? Is it the tribal chief or is it Brock Lesnar? Now that question will be answered very soon. But before that, we have our man KJ White in the house. KJ, I hope you're doing well. And I was just telling the fans that tonight we're seeing the premiere of KJ White's new breakdown show where he's going to be reviewing, the shows of the night. That's going to be SmackDown and Rampage. Very excited for it, KJ. I know that people are going to love your opinion and see what you have to say about the shows. So if you're watching this right now, you're in for a treat tonight by Wrestling News. As we're doing a watch along for SmackDown. We're gonna do a watch along for AEW Rampage, and then we're gonna do the breakdown show with KJ White, and he's gonna be talking about both SmackDown and Rampage. You don't want to miss it. Right here on Wrestling News.
Of Brock Lesnar, not in WWE, not in the Proctagon, not on the operating table. Last week in Madison Square Garden, you know what I saw in Brock Lesnar's eyes? We are one of the big.
Wait, so the. Wait. Wow. Wow. Did not expect that to happen. Did not expect that. We're gonna see a face-off between the Universal Champion and the WWE Champion. This is Survivor Series come very, very early. Wow. We're seeing, and just when the show started, I was telling you guys that tonight, if Paul Heyman doesn't have to worry about one thing, and that is Big E, because Big E's obviously cashed in. He's the WWE Champion. He has nothing to do with the Universal Championship or with Roman Reigns or with SmackDown anymore. But here he is flaunting his WWE Championship, just rubbing it in their face, showing them that Roman Reigns is not the only champion in the house right now. They've got two champions, two world champions, and one is Roman Reigns, and the other one is the New Day's Ultimate Big E. Wow. Did not expect this. I knew that tonight's SmackDown was going to be very interesting, and here is exactly the reason why. The show is just getting started, and wow, just look at that. Look at the audience. They're hyped. They're excited. Even Roman Reigns is smiling. He can't hide his smile. Wow. Why is he there? I don't know, KJ, but I'm having fun with this right now. It looks good. This is Survivor Series come early, very early. Wow, the crowd are definitely on their feet right now. And I don't know if the crowd properly acknowledge Roman Reigns or not, but they're definitely acknowledging the new WWE Champion Big E. What a sight. What a sight. Feels great. Wow, Big E and Roman Reigns face off. And that's not it. That is not it. Things just went worse for Roman Reigns, as said Michael Cole. Finn Balor is now entering the arena and the stage right now. He's making his entrance, and I'm pretty sure that Tribal Chief is not happy right now, because tonight was supposed to be the Tribal Chief's night. Tonight was supposed to be Roman Reigns' night. The spotlight was supposed to be his. But now we've got Big E and we've got Finn Balor. Why are they here? Why are they stealing his spotlight? We don't know, but we will know for sure very, very soon. And if you're wondering why was tonight supposed to be Roman Reigns' night, that is because he is the Tribal Chief and SmackDown is his yard. So every single night is the Tribal Chief's night. So make no mistakes about it. Make no confusions about it. This is a Tribal Chief and it's his night. Every single night is his night. Yes, KJ, definitely a very, very good start. Yes. William says, now Finn Balor, who's next to Brock Lesnar? Wow. If the Brock Lesnar comes in, the ring is going to be empty very, very soon. So I don't think it's going to be Brock Lesnar. I think they're going to let, these people rumble and brawl on their own right now. Let the audience have some fun. Because if Brock Lesnar comes in, it's going to be, a very clean and neat ring. It's going to be all empty. And of course, we go back to the commercial break right now. And of course, my favorite commercial of all times is the WWE Extreme Rules commercial. And as I told you guys earlier, I absolutely hate it. There's nothing extreme about it. I don't know who came up with the creative for this promotion, for this commercial, but wow. Great job indeed. Great job. Anyways, since we're on a commercial break right now, we got to talk about something. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about the dark side of the ring. I mean, people love this documentary that these guys come up with Weiss comes up with. And the recent documentary that they just came up with was Ric Flair's. And obviously, if you are a WWE fan, if you've been watching WWE for quite some time, I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, I would be surprised if you didn't know about the plane ride from hell. The plane ride that included a lot of WWE legends, future Hall of Famers at that time, current Hall of Famers, and one of the Hall of Famers was Ric Flair, and obviously, that plane ride is called plane ride from hell because it was just that. And if you did not know, that was actually one of the reasons why Vince McMahon stopped chartering flights for his superstars. Earlier, they what they used to do was they used to charter flights, like the whole flight. They used to book it just for their superstars. But after the plane ride from hell, they stopped doing it. They did not want any more of that hell, and they just stopped doing it. What they started doing was booking separate tickets, separate seats for superstars on commercial planes, not chartering a full flight for themselves. So what Ric Flair did was he exposed himself. There were other superstars who probably did the same. Lots of things have been exaggerated, as they say, about the flight. Lots of them were true, but one of the things that was actually true was that Ric Flair exposed himself to the air hostess, and the things that he did. I don't think that I need to go into details. You probably know about it already, but Tommy Dreamer was on the documentary, and he actually gave a statement on this whole incident. And during the statement, he did not find Ric Flair accountable for his actions. He thought that it was just Ric Flair doing Ric Flair things, a legend doing legendary things, and he felt like Ric Flair did not owe an apology to anybody. And actually, Tommy Dreamer has got himself into trouble because of his statements. We will get back to it during the next commercial break, but for right now, we are back. SmackDown is back on air, and wow. You know what? It seemed a lot better before the commercial break, because now, after the commercial break, we are seeing a tag team match between the WWE champion Finn Balor, Big E's, of course, against the Usos, and Roman Reigns is not there anymore. So, wow. Okay. So what I saw before the commercial break definitely, looked a lot better than what we're seeing right now. Nonetheless, let's see. Let's hope for a good match right now. Yeah. So we're seeing Big E and Finn Balor versus the Usos. And what I do understand that SmackDown is, the tribal chief. It's his yard. It's his home. He's built that whole place. SmackDown is currently the number one show of the WWE because of the tribal chief, because he's made the show what it is today. I get it. But Big E is our new WWE champion. He's the champion that is celebrated across the globe. And for Big E to actually be in the tag team match with the tribal chief's sidekicks, the Usos, and not the tribal chief himself, I don't know if that pulls him down a little. I don't know if that shows that the tribal chief is superior, the Universal Champion is superior to the WWE Champion. I don't know about that. But the fact that the WWE Champion is in a tag team match with the Roman Reigns, with the Universal Champion sidekicks, it definitely sends a message to me, at least. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if you find anything here, but I do, and I feel like it would have been okay if Roman Reigns was in the match too. Maybe the tribal chief had some other commitments. You never know. But I did realize this, I did notice this, and I wanted to bring this to you guys' attention. Of course, and the Wrassing Show. The Wrassing Show, if you guys don't know, is our podcast where we interview some incredible wrestling talent from across the globe every single week. And some of our former guests include superstars, top stars, Hall of Famers from the WWE. We've had Impact Wrestling stars on there, ROH stars, even Maria Canales, who is the vice president right now, who's doing great in ROH. We've had some incredible talent on there, indie talents from across the globe. And Wrassing Show is about to complete its first year of existence, and Wrasslinews is about to complete its 4 years of existence. So we're gonna be celebrating this occasion in a very, very big way, and you're gonna be the first ones to know about it, all about it, very shortly. So stay tuned to Wrasslinews and our live streams here on YouTube to know all about the celebration. William hopes that this sets up a future Survivor Series match. Yes, I do hope so, William. I do hope so. And chances are that it will take place if Big E is able to hold on to the title and Roman Reigns is about, pretty sure Roman Reigns will, but if Big E is able to hold on to his title, we will most likely be seeing a one-on-one match at Survivor Series between Big E and Roman Reigns. I would love for that to happen. Woohoo! I know, KJ. I know. Lots to celebrate about. Lots to celebrate about. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan and a wrestling news fan, right? So, yeah, definitely. And speaking of Survivor Series matches, there is one match that we got so close to watching, and it did not happen. Quite a bummer for me, at least. Not a lot of fans actually wanted to see that match. The match was between Jinder Mahal and Brock Lesnar. We did see a match card graphic made for it and actually promoted by the WWE, but we had AJ Styles defeat Jinder Mahal on a random SmackDown, and then the match got changed to AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, which was a great match. But I just loved Jinder Mahal as a champion during his time then, and his whole character and gimmick. Now I'm not a Jinder Mahal fan right now. I definitely feel like he's gone down. Not a fan of his character either, but back then the thing that he was doing was definitely working. I was a fan, really wanted to see Jinder Mahal versus Brock Lesnar. Maybe you wanted to see Jinder Mahal pull an upset. Did not happen, but it's alright. It's alright. We still got AJ Styles versus Brock Lesnar, and that was great. That was really great. William, we're honored to have you as well. It's great to work with such pleasant and such great people. Very excited. So Wrestling News, whatever we've achieved so far has been just magical. And to be achieving even greater things along with such a great team with KJ, William, and more, it's even better. And we can't wait to see how our 5th year anniversary is going to look like. It's going to look a lot better. I'm pretty sure about that. So, since we're back to commercial break and we're seeing that crappy Extreme Rules advert yet again, I'm going to start talking a little bit about what we saw on that Dark Side of the Ring documentary about Ric Flair and how it landed Tommy Dreamer into a lot of trouble. Now, if you haven't seen the documentary or if you don't know what's going on right now, how did a documentary on Ric Flair land Tommy Dreamer in trouble? What Tommy Dreamer said was that basically the whole context of his statement said that what Ric Flair did was Ric Flair things. He shouldn't be held accountable. Basically called the victim, the air hostess, a liar. Downplayed the whole thing. Basically, he found nothing wrong with the whole Ric Flair exposing himself to the air hostess, and he found it funny. And a lot of people did not find Tommy Dreamer's comments funny. Of course, it's not funny. Nothing about any form of assault can ever be funny. And of course, Impact Wrestling, his current employer, Tommy Dreamer's current employer, did not like what they read online, did not like what they saw on Dark Side of the Ring. And they issued a statement to multiple media outlets, including ourselves. And they said that they did see what Tommy Dreamer said on Dark Side of the Ring, which is why he has been suspended from Impact Wrestling indefinitely. So we don't know what future Tommy Dreamer holds with Impact. We don't know what is his future with SiriusXM or his own podcast. We don't know any of that. But let's just see. Let's just hope that Tommy Dreamer is able to realize the mistakes he made and own up to them. and we hope to see him back on TV and with a new attitude. Let's just hope for the best. A lot of people also a lot of people also say that this came about 20 years too late. They feel like, wow, since this took place so long ago, and since people already knew about all of this, people are just overreacting now by suspending Tommy Dreamer or by going after Ric Flair. Yes, it did happen a long time ago, and nothing was done about it. A lot of people say Brock Lesnar will never be punished for what he did. Sure, he will probably never be punished for what he did as well. But since still, Tommy Dreamer, the mistakes he made, it was now, it was for this documentary. So if he's being punished for his views of now, and I think that's very, very fair. So we're back from the commercial break, and we're seeing a tag team match. The tag team match continue. Big E and Finn Balor seems to be in a bit of trouble right now. Yes, he is, and trouble continues for Finn Balor as he lays flat on the ring, on the mat. 1, 2, 2 count. Finn Balor able to kick out. I mean, I don't know if it's a spoiler or a prediction, but I cannot see the team of Finn Balor and Big E losing this match. Big E is red hot right now. He just won the WWE title. I cannot see him losing this match right now. It just can't be happening. But of course, this is the WWE. We should be used to surprises. You never know what happens. But yeah, hopefully nothing bad will happen, and Big E will win. He needs to win this one. Yeah. I do find it a little odd that he is in this tag team match in the first place. This is the first match that he is in after winning the WWE Championship. It's a little underwhelming. He is a champion on the Raw brand, but he is here competing in a tag team match on the SmackDown brand. So it's a little confusing, but it also answers one of my questions, and the question remains that are WWE are they going to be splitting the New Day once again once the draft comes up? And I do feel so. I feel like Big E will be moved to Raw, and the New Day, the Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, will be moved over to SmackDown. I feel like they will be keeping them separately. And let's just see what happens. It is odd booking, KJ. I agree. It is very odd booking. I'm just trying to think right now. What are the chances of Big E being moved to SmackDown and Roman Reigns being moved to Raw, and the titles also switching brands? What are the odds? I don't know. It could happen, considering what we're seeing right now. Could happen. But it'll be interesting to say the least, I'm not sure how happy Fox is going to be if that happens, though. I mean, Roman Reigns is the number one selling point of SmackDown right now. Not sure, but if you look at Raw as well, how they lost to AEW Dynamite in the key Democrats recently. Raw isn't doing too well right now, and SmackDown has Brock Lesnar, SmackDown has Roman Reigns. They've got all these people, but what does Raw have right now? I'm trying to think. I don't know. The Raw has Karrion Kross, I believe. I don't know. I don't think Karrion Kross is going to help with the ratings, especially with that outfit of his. I don't know. Don't think so. Don't think Raw has a very driving factor to itself right now. So Roman Reigns to Raw, it does sound like a likely thing to happen. Probably can happen in the future. And Big E picks up the win, just like I said. It would have been very, very odd if Big E did not win this match. So I'm glad that he did. Should have happened. But still, it was odd to see him on the show, odd to see him compete here in a tag team match, a very random tag team match. But I guess that's okay. I guess this is what happens when WWE's creative thinks a lot. They try too hard. This is what happens, but that's okay. It was still a pleasant and a very welcoming surprise because people love Big E, and this definitely got the crowd excited for the rest of the show. And Big E and Finn Balor, of course, they pick up the win. Roman Reigns is backstage. He's watching on. He's looking at the giant LED screen in front of him. He's not happy. Paul Heyman is not happy. Paul Heyman pulls up the chair, he sits down, he's looking at his tribal chief, he's a little nervous about what just transpired. Paul Heyman doesn't know how to approach him. There's some.
Sure. There's nothing that
Roman Reigns is still suspicious of Paul Heyman. He asks him, is there something that he needs to know? And Paul Heyman says, no, sir, certainly not. Certainly nothing. I'm not hiding anything from you.
You just gotta tell me again. I mean this with all the respect in my heart and my soul. I know what you're getting at. And I did not know that Brock Lesnar was coming to SummerSlam.
Paul Heyman is basically
Brock Lesnar
saying that.
fears Roman Reigns.
Wow.
And I say that because why else would Brock Lesnar make up this preposterous
So Paul Heyman basically tried to convince Roman Reigns that Brock Lesnar is afraid of Roman Reigns, and that is why he lied to him last week on SmackDown when he told him that Paul Heyman knew that Brock Lesnar was going to come back. So Paul Heyman is trying to tell him that no, Brock Lesnar fears you. That's why he's trying to get in your head, and that's why he clearly, blatantly lied to you.
That's how I know Brock Lesnar.
I think it's working. Just the look on Roman Reigns' face and how he's listening so carefully to Paul Heyman right now. I think it's working. Roman Reigns is buying what Paul Heyman is saying, and it's definitely working right now. Working good for him.
How do you know? If Brock Lesnar fears you, I'm under the impression he wouldn't dare show up at Extreme Rules. I don't pay you to be under the impression. I pay you to know in advance.
Roman Reigns is not happy. He wants to know if Brock Lesnar is going to be there at Extreme Rules or not. Paul Heyman does not know. He does not have the answer. And Roman Reigns wants answers. We're probably going to find out very, very soon. And until then, we have the modern day Elias here on the stage, ready to perform for the crowd. And looking at this guy just makes me realize how much we undervalued Elias. Elias was great. He was the homie. He was somebody that I had a very emotional, connection with. I love seeing him on TV, and now I love to boo him whenever I was live in the arena. And now that he's gone, now that he's been replaced by this guy, I really miss Elias. Elias, if you're watching this right now, if you're gonna watch this later, please come back. We miss you. We do. All of us do. Wow. And Shinsuke Nakamura is entering in. Wow, when Shinsuke Nakamura made his debut on NXT, I got goosebumps. So did so many other people who were watching his debut, his entrance right there. Shinsuke Nakamura, what an icon. And I don't know, lately I have been having a hard time getting behind Shinsuke and everything that he's done. Even though, he has the crown on his head, even though, yes, he is a champion, he's doing well for himself. He's not getting lost in the shuffle, he's not getting lost in the roster. Still not very easy for me to get behind him. Still not. And of course, tonight we're going to be hearing from Seth Rollins and getting to know why he did what he did to Edge last Friday on SmackDown at MSG. This show is supposed to be very, very promising. It looks a promising show, and I hope that AEW Rampage, which runs right after this one, is able to deliver. What happened to Elias? They were doing this. I know. It's a little odd because I do remember seeing Elias very, very active on his Patreon, doing stuff there. He did a little thing on Patreon where basically people could pay to stay up to date with his road to recovery and whatnot. So, of course, that was going on. He was definitely trying to get funds from external sources such as Patreon. I don't know if WWE was happy about that or not, but it did happen. And we just haven't heard a lot from him. We haven't heard from a lot from him, and with this guy getting the same gimmick basically as Elias, I don't know if things look too good for him right now. You know, if I was Elias, I'd be a little insecure, but I really don't know what's going on right now with him backstage. There is no word on his return or his update. So let's see. Let's see what his status is. Hopefully, we get to know in the coming few months or few days. Let's see. And of course, Extreme Rules commercial is back on. Do not like it at all. Everybody knows it. Williams says Elias should have been a multi-time IC or US champ right now, definitely. And it did feel like things were working out for Elias. I mean, we had him at WrestleMania 35 itself, performing in front of a sold-out crowd at MetLife Stadium. I myself was there. We hated him. We booed our lungs out for Elias. It was working out for him. I mean, if you're a heel and if you're getting booed out of buildings, especially at WrestleMania, 70,000 strong booing you out of there, you have to feel great because your thing, your character is working, and it was working for Elias. And then John Cena came in. I mean, he had some amazing feuds with some top people. Everything was working for him. Then he got injured, and we just don't know. We don't know. Well, we hope to know. We hope to see him back. He's a good guy, after all. So we do hope to see him back soon. On WWE television, by the way. Speaking of John Cena, he did say he was asked by a fan at one of the not Comic Con, show event. A fan asked John Cena if he plans on ever wrestling for another promotion outside of WWE. And John Cena, who always has this mantra of never say never for almost everything. If you've ever been watching any of John Cena's interview, every once in a while he uses the mantra never say never for most of his answers. I've noticed that. He's used never say never in multiple interviews. And even when he was answering this question, he did acknowledge that. He said, never say never is a mantra, is a phrase I really live by, I believe in. But when it comes to this, when it comes to performing outside of the WWE, I can certainly say no with the utmost certainty. I will never perform outside of WWE, and I do believe so. I feel like John Cena is all about hustle, it's all about the loyalty and about the respect. And I cannot see John Cena ever performing outside of the WWE promotion. I mean, he's the guy for a reason. There are some stars who will never ever perform outside of WWE, I believe. And John Cena is of course on the list. Then we have the Undertaker. I feel like he will never do it. He cannot do it, by the way, because of his lifetime contract with the WWE. He can't do it anymore. He did try it. He did flirt with the idea when WWE did not renew his contract. He did flirt with the idea. He did some meet and greets and whatnot with third party. Vince McMahon wasn't happy. He called up The Undertaker, arranged a meeting, and they did sign him to a lifetime contract, a one-of-its-kind unique contract, which ties Taker to the WWE for at least a period of 20 years. So that is that. And of course, John Cena, The Undertaker, there are a lot more superstars, I believe, who will never perform outside of the WWE. And in the ring right now, we see Robert Roode, we see Dolph Ziggler, Elias 2.0, and Shinsuke Nakamura. And out of these people, I can't say even one of them who I don't think will ever perform outside of the WWE. I think that all of them are capable of doing that, if they ever get released. I feel like we could see all of them in AEW or in any other promotion, in the near future, if they ever get released. Yeah. I don't see that loyalty in them. No offense, but I just do not see it. All right, so right now we're seeing Robert Roode. I keep calling him Bobby Roode, of course. I felt like Bobby was just a better name, but we're seeing Robert Roode versus Elias 2.0 right now. Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like me calling him Elias 2.0, but I'm gonna do just that because that's what it is, right? That's what it is. Yeah, I felt like NXT 2.0 was a downgrade, and I feel the same way about Elias 2.0. I don't know, guys. If you're watching right now, Pat McAfee, I would like to know your opinion on him. If you feel like he does a good job at the commentary desk, I would love to know what you think, because a lot of people do not agree with my opinion, and I'm not going to tell you that right now. But I would like to know if you enjoy Pat McAfee's commentary and the work he does as a color commentator on SmackDown. I'd love to know that. Elias 2.0 showing Robert Roode why he is Elias 2.0, showing him why he deserves the spotlight on SmackDown, really pushing him to the limits, dominating the match. I can easily see him picking up the win right now. And Shinsuke Nakamura in the corner. It's actually very, very modest for a king of the stature of Shinsuke Nakamura, King Nakamura, to be accompanying his sidekick to the ring and actually cheering him on. Which king does that? No king ever does that. But King Nakamura does that, and that just shows how humble he is and what a great king he is, and everybody should get behind such a king. I mean, wow. A great king, definitely a great king. And Pat McAfee, of course, I just mentioned him, and you can see him right there climbing on top of the commentary desk. You know, he's happy, he's dancing. Elias 2.0 loves, playing the music for him. Nakamura is happy, he's getting the spotlight. Everybody's happy, I guess. Oh, except for this guy. He's not. And Apollo Crews is there. He's not happy either. Oh, wow. Okay. I almost forgot that Apollo Crews has this thing going. Yeah. Now I remember. Yeah. KJ White there. I like Pat. At least he has energy. I do not like Cole. Yeah, I know a lot of people, they love Pat's energy. Cole, I don't know. I don't know if you want to call me old school. Probably even the old school people do not think so. But I did not like Cole. I used to hate Cole, especially during the time WrestleMania 27, I believe it was, when he did that match. Was it WrestleMania 27? Yeah, I believe so. When he did that match, yes, it was WrestleMania 27. Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler. I hated that period. I absolutely despised it. I did not enjoy Cole. I used to hate his wrestling gear, by the way, that orange piece of whatever. Did not like it. Used to hate Cole absolutely to the very limit. Now I kind of respect Cole for what he's done. He's been around for such a long time, He has grown old with the business, and I feel like he has a good command over, the commentary desk. He has good control over this whole thing. So I respect Michael Cole in that regard. I feel like he's a senior commentator, does a good job. I respect him. Pat McAfee, I feel like he's really good. I feel like he's full of energy. He brings this fresh whatever, to the commentary desk. He adds a new flavor, something we haven't seen in a long, long time, actually. But I'm not a fan of Pat McAfee. Lots of people are not going to like my opinion here, but I feel like a commentator's job is supposed to be a bit more serious than that. I don't know, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan right now. Yeah, maybe I haven't grown into his character and about how he's doing the job. Maybe I haven't grown into it, but maybe it's like Starbucks. The first time I tasted Starbucks, did not like it. I used to hate it. I felt like I'm never gonna try it again. I did try it. I kept trying it, and now I love Starbucks. I'm a Starbucks fan for life. Maybe the same with Pat McAfee. Maybe I'm gonna grow into his flavor. Maybe I'm gonna grow into his character, his gimmick. I hope so, because right now I don't see the same appeal that a lot of people out there do. But I hope to grow into it one day. And now we're getting a commercial, we're getting a hype promo, hyping Big E and how he defeated Bobby Lashley for the WWE title. It was such a great night, indeed. I thought that it was not going to happen. KJ thought that it was not going to happen, but of course it did. And wow, congratulations to Big E. He made a lot of people happy that night, definitely. And I was speaking, to JTG not too long ago. By the way, our interview with JTG, it's everywhere. It just got picked up by Fightful. It got picked up by the Wrestling Observer newsletter. It got picked up by Fox Sports, the same channel you're watching WWE SmackDown on right now. It got picked up by major news outlets because that interview with JTG was so special, which, by the way, you can watch on Wrassing's YouTube channel, this very YouTube channel right now. In that interview, it was a very insightful interview, by the way. We talked about everything about JTG's, his new attire, his new gimmick, how he evolved from JTG to Jay the God, his change, Shad Gaspard, RIP, everything. We talk about WrestleMania. We talk about the recently released WWE Superstars, NXT, whatnot. So make sure to tune into that interview. And during that interview, I asked JTG about Hulk Hogan and if he was able to forgive Hulk Hogan for being a racist, essentially. And Jay said that, look, Hulk Hogan is a racist. He said it. He said that he's a racist. So Jay feels like he does not really have a reason to forgive Hulk Hogan because he is essentially a racist. So Jay says that he has not forgiven him. An apology, just coming up on TV, on camera, and saying sorry, or sending out a tweet saying sorry to the black people, or saying that, hey, I'm a changed man, it makes no difference. Jay says that if he really wanted to show that, yeah, I'm a changed man, I've realized my mistakes, if he really wanted to show that, what he should have done was he would have, maybe done some charity, maybe done some donations, maybe done some welfare work for the black community, maybe, done something for education or something, just development of the black community for the African American community. He did nothing like that. He just, sent out a tweet, let people know that he's sorry, he's a changed man. JTG feels like it's not the case. He feels he's still racist. Once a racist, always a racist, basically. And he's done nothing to really show that he's a changed man. So I told Jay that, hey, doesn't matter if he apologized or not, if he was sincere about it or not. What really, we should be proud of right now is the current wrestling scenario. Because right now we have our black stars, black wrestlers really flourishing in the industry. We had Bobby Lashley as a WWE champion. Now we have Big E as the champion. Of course, Apollo Crews is doing such a great job himself. If you look at the indie circuit, the independent scene, you look at promotions such as GCW, by the way, they host their own For the Culture event every single year, which is a huge success. I mean, black wrestlers, black stars are flourishing right now, and it's great. We should all be enjoying it. We should all be celebrating it and really letting the people know that wrestling is not the same as it was, let's say, 10, 20, 30 years ago. It is not the same wrestling. The wrestling community is not the same toxic community anymore. It is about oneness. It is about togetherness. And wrestling has opened to everybody. Irrespective of the race, religion, caste, gender, ethnicity, wrestling is for everybody. Everyone. No matter you're black or white, it's for everybody. And that is the beauty of wrestling today. It's for everyone. Everyone to celebrate and everybody to partake in it equally. So it doesn't matter if people like Hulk Hogan apologize or not. We're making a difference. All of us are making a difference. Together, the community is making a difference. And speaking of making a difference, I'm seeing a commercial right now with Logan Paul. I'm pretty sure everybody's seeing it right now. And I don't know if Logan Paul is moving any needles in the company because I do not like Logan Paul, especially in the WWE. I don't know if there's a place for him in the company. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul at all. Whenever he's on TV, I would like to skip my channels, to be honest. Even if I'm doing a watch along, I'll probably skip a channel, to be honest. But yeah. Maybe it's just me. All right, so now we're seeing Kevin Owens in a backstage interview, and let's see what he has to say.
I'm mad. I'll even go as far as saying that I'm furious. See, because 2 weeks ago, Corbin came on my show, invited his idiot friend, and then on top of that, hit me with that cheap shot. And see, I haven't forgotten about that. I also haven't forgotten about how a little while ago I tried to help Corbin, even though I knew deep down that he's just a piece of trash. I didn't listen to my instinct, and that backfired.
Kevin Owens is, of course, not happy with what Corbin did. He invited over his friend Logan Paul. Cheap shot. Kevin Owens was really bad. Of course, anybody would be mad about it. Very mad. Kevin Owens is a patient man. That's why he's not so mad. A little mad, but he's not happy about it. Kevin Owens was also kind enough to help, Baron Corbin during his dark days, during his struggle period. Baron Corbin, as we know, he went through a lot, after losing his crown, after losing the title of the King. And Kevin Owens did help him out. And the way he repaid Kevin Owens was by inviting over Logan Paul and really hitting Kevin Owens with a cheap shot. Now, that is not a way to pay off somebody as decent of a man as Kevin Owens. And Kevin Owens, of course, his music is playing right now. He's making his way to the ring, and he wants people to know, he wants everybody to know that he's not happy about what Baron Corbin did. And Baron Corbin, of course, has to pay for his sins. Kevin Owens is out coming here for a match. He's here for a war. He's angry. He's determined. Can't wait to see. Oh my God! And we see Baron Corbin again with another cheap shot. Baron Corbin looks like he's having a great time of his life. I mean, look at his outfit. Look at the clothes he's wearing. I mean, that has to be at least $1,000 shirt right there. Wow. He just shoved Kevin Owens into the LED panel, and the LED panel is out. It's out. That just shows that Baron Corbin does not value money anymore. He holds no value for it because he's a rich man. He's successful in his life. He's working his way up, and he's definitely had a lot of success in it. He's happy. He's smiling. He's gonna put his cap back on, his hat back on, and he's gonna leave. Just like that. Just like that. And that is why, guys, every time you see something like a GoFundMe or you see somebody like a Go Baron Me or Go Corbin Me, I don't care. Anytime you see a fundraiser, think twice before donating your money, especially to a person like Baron Corbin, because you don't know where your money is going. You don't know how they're going to use it. And look at how Baron Corbin used all the GoFundMe money. Of course, he's not used it for a lot of good. He's used it on himself, and now he's a filthy rich man who is very, very not humble at all. You can see that right there. And now we're seeing a recap from last week's SmackDown at MSG where Seth Rollins basically destroyed Edge. And we're going to be hearing from Seth Rollins tonight. Very excited for it. Would like to know what he wants to say to the fans after sending Edge away in an ambulance. And Seth Rollins, we don't have to wait a lot because Seth Rollins is out right now and he's a man on a mission. He's happy. I'm pretty sure he's going to come out laughing and smiling after what he did last week. Okay. And there he is. Of course he's laughing. He's got the big smile, a big laugh on his face. He's happy. He's a happy man. He's dancing. Edge is gone. The number one enemy of Seth Rollins is gone, and Seth Rollins has all the reasons in the world to celebrate and be happy about it. Seth Rollins is a very, very happy man. Look at those clothes. Look at that. I mean, I was not buying Seth Rollins' whole the drip thing, the drip king character, his gimmick. But look at him right now. Look at what he's wearing. Look at the way he's moving. The expression on his face. Everything about him. He is the ultimate drip king. You like it or not. Look at this guy right now. He is the drip king, and nobody can actually do what Seth Rollins is doing right now and better than him. He's amazing. He's great. Look at him. He knows he's good. He knows it. And he should really be proud of it, just the way he is. And it looks like we're going to go back to commercial. I hope we do not, but I have got a feeling that we're going to go back to commercial right now. Oh yeah, we did. We certainly did. Wow. But it's been a fun show. I mean, we've been doing this for about 53 minutes. And it feels like it's just been 5 or 10 minutes because time just flew by tonight. It's been a fun show. I mean, we got surprised with Big E, We've seen a great tag team match after that. We saw a great one-on-one match after that. Now we're seeing Seth Rollins come out. Great show so far. Do I feel like AEW Rampage is going to have a tough time after this show? I do not think so. I think AEW Rampage is going to do just fine because they've got Britt Baker on the show. They've got a lot of great superstars in action on the show tonight. So it's supposed to be a good show as well. And, the thing about AEW Rampage is just 1 hour long. It's like a dessert. This is your full course meal. SmackDown is your full course dinner, and once you're done with the dinner, you want to eat something sweet. You want to eat something great, and that's your dessert right there. That's AEW Rampage. So dessert, I feel like, is always better than the dinner itself because who doesn't love ice cream? Who doesn't love dessert? And that's what AEW does with this Rampage show, and I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited to see what they have in store for us tonight, and of course after tonight, they've got even a bigger show, probably one of the biggest shows that they've ever done. That's AEW Dynamite Grand Slam Edition. And we've got the Icon Sting in action. We've got Darby Allin in action. We've got CM Punk in action. We've got so many great talents in action on the Grand Slam edition of AEW Dynamite. Very, very excited. Of course, we're also going to be seeing Kenny Omega versus Daniel Bryan, a match that we never thought that we would see. It was supposed to be a fantasy match forever, but it's coming true. It's happening thanks to Tony Khan, and can't wait to see it. Can't wait to see it. For a lot of AEW Dream matches happening right now, of course, we've got to thank Tony Khan, but we've also got to thank Nick Khan for the wonders that he's done. And one of the wonders that he's done is letting go of The Fiend, letting go of Bray Wyatt. And Bray Wyatt is also expected to be signing with AEW. It is believed within the company, within AEW itself, that Bray Wyatt will indeed sign with All Elite Wrestling once he is able to do so. So it is pretty much a done deal. It's just when he's legally able to sign the document with AEW, he will do it. That is what is being said right now. And he's expected to show up on an AEW pay-per-view around Halloween. So, very well suited time. As KJ White broke the story himself on our channel that he's expected to show up on AEW around Halloween. So, very exciting. Definitely a good time to be an AEW fan for sure. And we're seeing it, Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is a tremendous, tremendous lady. College graduate, a recent college graduate. She has worked hard to get to the point where she is today, and she's great. And tonight is her homecoming on Fox on SmackDown. And I'm pretty sure the fans are excited to see her, to welcome her to her home right here on SmackDown. It's going to be good. Oh, and Kayla Braxton is scaring away Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman, of course, he does not want to see Brock Lesnar anywhere around. He's definitely nervous about running into Brock Lesnar. So anybody who just shows up randomly will definitely scare Paul Heyman. It's human nature. But Paul Heyman, of course, he's a legend for a reason. He gained his composure in no time, and he's back. And it's very funny because once we started this live stream, the first thing I said was, tonight, Paul Heyman's going to be a little relaxed. He's going to be a little happy because he's not going to have to deal with Big E anymore and him teasing Paul Heyman with the Money in the Bank briefcase and all. But here we are, Big E with the WWE title once again, facing Paul Heyman, just rubbing it in his face. I don't know what the deal is, but there's still something going on between these two. Paul Heyman says that he made a smart choice by not going after Roman Reigns because he would have never been able to successfully cash in on Roman Reigns and win the Universal title and take the title away from him. Which I definitely agree. I feel like It's a better idea to go after Lashley than Reigns, definitely.
Or will the demon Finn Balor ruin all of your best laid plans simply because you
Oh, wow. The Usos attack the Assault Big E backstage. They're not gonna take Big E, just mock Paul Heyman for just rubbing it in his face. They're not gonna take it. And I wonder if Finn Balor is gonna come to his rescue right now. I mean, we saw a great partnership in that ring earlier. I wonder if he's gonna come to his rescue as the two assault him backstage on live on television right now. I wonder if he's gonna do it. Wow. It does look like Finn Balor is busy somewhere. Maybe he's in the shower. Maybe he's getting ready. Maybe he's getting changed out of his wrestling gear. Maybe he's occupied, which is why he hasn't showed up. Big E is by himself, and this is another reason why the New Day needs to be on the same show, on the same roster, because Big E as a champion needs some backing, just like Roman Reigns as the champion needs some backing. Big E needs it as well, and Xavier and Kofi Kingston must be there in his corner to support him. Big E needs it. The New Day needs it. And we're back in the ring with Seth Rollins, who has a mic in hand, and he's dripping, dripping, dripping. The Drip King is right there. Of course, the Drip King, Seth Rollins, is sympathetic. He doesn't like what he just saw with Big E. He feels like somebody should go and help him out, which definitely should. It just shows that SmackDown is a show with a lot of heart. You know, people have a lot of heart, big hearts on this show. You talk about the head of the table, you talk about the Drip King. These people are very, very kind people. It just shows. Incredible.
And if I'm being honest with you guys, what happened to Edge was unfortunate, and it was
Yeah, just like I said, Seth Rollins is a nice man. He's full of heart. He says that what happened to Edge last week at MSG was very, very unfortunate.
When my boot came down right here,
He was, KJ. He was waiting in the ring for a month. I almost forgot that he was there, actually. But good to see him. Good to see him nonetheless. I mean, especially in that outfit. I can watch Seth Rollins do his thing all night tonight, because look at that. He's shining bright, literally. He's shining bright. Love it. Wow. And people, wow. The audience, they're in attendance calling Seth Rollins stupid. They're chanting that Seth Rollins looks stupid. He does not look stupid. I mean, these people have no sense of fashion whatsoever. Look at Seth Rollins right now. He is shining bright. He's a true star. He's a star that has fallen and blessed the WWE SmackDown brand with his presence. Look at him. Look at him. A true star. A true gem, indeed.
if we could take a look at the footage from last week, that would be great.
He wants us to look at the footage from last week. There's something that he wants to explain. Of course, it looks like he's full of regret. He did not want to even try to end Edge's career last week, but it did come to a very bad end. That match was hard to watch, and the man is full of regrets right now. Seth Rollins, no matter what you say, he's a kind man. He's a kind-hearted soul. He's a loving man, and we can see that man right now. What a great guy. What a great guy.
Rollins is in trouble. Edge gaining momentum. Looking for the spear.
It was a beautiful match. I mean, the show that we saw last week at MSG was no less than a pay-per-view. What a show. What a show. I wonder why does Seth Rollins want us to watch this reel right now. I mean, it's all said and done. We have seen this match. We all know what happened. I wonder why. was hard to watch. Definitely very, very hard to watch. But you can't blame Seth Rollins. I mean, Edge was there for a fight, and he got what he wanted. He was there looking for a fight, looking for some tough competition, and tough competition is what Edge got. You can't blame him. You can't blame Seth Rollins for what Edge got because that's what he was in the ring looking for. But still, Seth Rollins, being a very kind man, is out here. He's regretful. He doesn't like what happened. But this is what Edge signed up for. And we hope that Edge gets better soon, but this, of course, is what Edge signed up for. Let's see what Seth Rollins has to say now. Seth Rollins says that it was a very difficult footage for him to watch as well. It was difficult for all of us, and Seth is no exception.
Hey, but I have a question I'd like to ask you. It's the same question that I've been asking myself all week. It's very simple. What did you think was going to happen?
Just like I said, Seth Rollins has just one question in his mind. What did Edge or any of the fans think were going to happen? I mean, of course, Edge signed up for the match when Edge was entering the ring to face Seth Rollins. It was evident. We knew what was going to happen. If things turned in Edge's favor, he would have pinned Seth Rollins 1, 2, 3, and Edge would have won. If things did turn out, in his favor, in Seth Rollins' favor, and it did, as it did. Seth Rollins did stomp him. He did send him back home in an ambulance. It was pretty evident. This is something that Ed signed up for. You can't blame Seth Rollins for it. But the only thing that I'm really afraid of is the last time Seth Rollins broke somebody's neck. The necks we saw them was actually in AEW. I hope that the same doesn't happen with Edge because I would hate for him to leave the WWE and end up somewhere in All Elite Wrestling because Edge is a WWE Hall of Famer, a WWE made star. Would hate for him to go elsewhere. But this is Seth Rollins, and you never know where he sends anybody. The fans are not happy. The fans are not happy with what Seth Rollins did, and I don't get it. I mean, Seth Rollins is a blessing. He's a definite blessing to all of us. Of course, just what I said. Edge knew the risks. I mean, Seth Rollins is no jobber. He's no easy competitor. Seth Rollins is no joke. You gotta take him seriously. And if Edge did not take him seriously, if Edge did not evaluate the risks before entering the ring, before facing Seth Rollins in the ring, I do not believe it is Seth Rollins' fault. It is Edge's fault and Edge's fault only. Wow. And as the fans boo Seth Rollins, he says that the fans are to be blamed for what happened to Edge.
Remember when Edge called me Edge Light? You remember that? What did you guys do when he called me Edge Light? What did you do? What did you do? Yeah, you cheered, right? Don't be shy. Don't be shy now. Oh, wait. What about when he dumped black gunk on my head? Ruined my $3,000 suit. What did you guys do then, huh?
Wow. So Edge basically ruined Seth Rollins' $3,000 suit, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know if his insurance would cover all of that what happened last week, but if it does not, Seth Rollins probably cost him about $30,000 in medical bills after what happened at MSG. So, wow, 10 times the loss for sure. Not me, Seth Rollins. And Seth Rollins is pointing right into the camera and he's saying that we are to be blamed for what happened to Edge. But it's definitely not me because I understand the risks. And that is the only reason why I have never stepped into the same ring as Seth Rollins ever on any show whatsoever. Because I know the risks that are involved when you step into the ring with Seth Rollins. I understand the risks, and that's why I've never faced him ever, and I never plan to do that either. And I believe it is Edge's mistake that he did not evaluate the risk before facing Seth Rollins. Definitely his mistake.
Watching right now, and I know what you are thinking because I would be thinking the exact same thing. And I gotta ask you a very important question. Edge, are you physically capable of getting back in this ring? More importantly,
Wow.
are you emotionally capable of getting back into this ring? Because
Seth Rollins is not sure if Edge is physically or emotionally capable of getting back into the square circle after what happened at MSG.
when they were loading you into that ambulance outside the garden, do you know what that look was? Do you know what that look
But
was?
Edge is a tremendous guy. I mean, in reality, he's a great guy,
Fear.
a great human being.
This fear in
And it's unfortunate what happened to him. It's very unfortunate. KJ, I'm trying to sell whatever Seth Rollins is saying right now. I'm trying to sell his promo because of how good his attire looks tonight. I mean, it looks great. But I agree, it is too long. They're beating around the bush with this thing. We understand. We are to be blamed. Edge is to be blamed for what happened. We get it. Um, yeah, I understand. It's stretching up a little too long.
someone like you. I gotta move on. I gotta move on, Edge. And I can't do that until I finish you. So this ends one of two ways. You hold up in your little cabin. I come find you. I beat the life out of you.
Wow. Seth Rollins basically making this very clear that he is not done with Edge. He's either going to fight him if Edge does not come back to the ring. He's not done with him. He wants to finish him, basically. He wants one more match with Edge.
My own sanity. I have to finish you.
He wants to finish Edge. Wow.
Or another.
You know, you know what? I don't mind Seth Rollins finishing Edge at all, but I hope that this match does not take place in Saudi Arabia because I feel like all the matches that do take place in Saudi Arabia, they're overhyped and they underdeliver. So I hope that this match, for God's sake, does not take place in Saudi Arabia. No offense to that country, no offense to the fans. You guys are incredible fans. You deserve pay-per-view quality matches, but history, if history is anything, we have seen that all the matches that have taken place in that country in those special pay-per-views have always underdelivered. I mean, look at Shawn Michaels, who came out of his retirement for that single match, underdeliver. Look at what Undertaker's done with Goldberg, underdeliver. It's not been a very good memory with look back at Saudi Arabia matches. So I hope that Edge versus Seth Rollins, the final showdown, does not take place there. Please, no. And Becky Lynch, Seth Rollins' partner, his wife is there in that yellow outfit, looking just great and looking like a true man, looking like the man.
Before she met me at SummerSlam. The outcome of Extreme Rules is going to be the same way. But tonight is her night. It's her night. You know, I've never been to a homecoming. Might have to check it out.
Of course, tonight is Bianca Belair's night. It is her homecoming. And Becky Lynch says that since she has never ever been to a homecoming, she would love to check it out. She would love to see how it is like being in an environment. Oh wow. And the out comes Zelina Vega. And if you look at her outfit right now, if you look at her gear, this is the gear that she made in the memory of her father to pay tribute to her father and the thousands of lives that were lost on the day of 9/11 in the year 2011 due to the Twin Tower accident. This is the outfit that she made in memory of her father, and she could not wear it on the actual show, on the 10th of December show of SmackDown, because she got pulled from the show, from the match card. But of course, she's wearing it tonight. She's still paying tribute to her dad, and what a great outfit. What a great outfit, really. Incredible. And now we're seeing a commercial for the WWE shop, and we're seeing all these merch. We're seeing these shirts, and I'm just trying to look at them. And and we're seeing all these shirts. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like the WWE merch, their shirts, used to really stand out earlier. I mean, if you walked into, let's say you walked into Macy's, all right, and you have all these people wearing all these fancy shirts and whatnot. But if you spotted somebody with, a Randy Orton shirt or a John Cena shirt or just about any WWE shirt, you would know that, hey, that guy right there, that guy is a WWE fan. Wow. WWE shirts really used to stand out back then, but now I feel like, with the few exceptions, such as a John Cena shirt, of course, such as a Bloodline shirt, I feel like most of the other merch that they have available, the shirts that they have available, have a very generic design to themselves. They're very generic. I don't know if they're trying to sell to the casual fans now, if they want to cater to the audience that want to wear a WWE merch in public but do not want it to be flashy. I don't know if that's the idea, but a lot of the WWE merch available at the moment is very, very generic. Does not really look like a WWE merch, does not really stand out like a wrestling merch should. It's just average. I mean, if you look at Charlotte Flair's merch that they just advertised, it said something along the lines of Queen on the ring. I don't know what it actually said, but very generic. This is just like any other shirt that you would see at any other store. Um, I don't know, but I feel like I don't know, the creativity that used to be there in the WWE merch back then, and by back then I mean about 7 or 8 years ago, I feel like that creativity has kind of gone. I don't know if it's on purpose or if it's because they want to cater to a specific audience group who do not want the shirts or the merch to be too flashy, and they just want to support WWE, to wear WWE merch, to show off their WWE pride, but in a very low key fashion, in a fashion that does not uh, make them feel embarrassed or something. I don't know, but it does feel like it because I remember back in the day when Dolph Ziggler used to have his flashy T-shirts, it said like. Back of the shirt used to say something like, stealing the show and your girlfriend and whatnot. I mean, those shirts were, they were good. Miz used to have haters love me and whatnot. I mean, those shirts were good, and now we don't just see those shirts anymore. It's very rare for us to see such shirts now. So that is something that just came to my mind after I watched this WWE Shop commercial. Definitely. And if we're speaking of merch and shirts right now, AEW is doing such a lovely job with Pro Wrestling Tees. I mean, Pro Wrestling Tees started as a startup company, and now look at them. Look at them go. I mean, they're great. They're the driving force between all of AEW's merch. Fantastic how the company just rose up just because of Dave Meltzer's one single tweet in which he said that indie wrestling will never sell out an arena, never have 10,000 fans. And look at what's happened. They caused a revolution. They changed the whole landscape of wrestling, and now AEW has stars like Adam Cole, like Daniel Bryan, like CM Punk, even their own stars, even their own self-made stars like Darby Allin is a youth star now, and it's incredible what they've done. So now we're seeing the match that was actually pulled from the 10th of September show of SmackDown, a day prior to the 9/11 anniversary, the 20th anniversary of 9/11. We're seeing this tag team match. Tony Storm is in action, Carmella is in action. Of course, Zelina Vega has been tagged in right now, and she looks great. Zelina Vega was also there at the 9/11 memorial site on the 20th anniversary of September 11 attacks. And there she gave a little speech. She paid tribute, homage to her father. A very moving speech indeed. It's incredible. And every time I mention 9/11, it just gives me goosebumps because what a terrible, terrible tragedy. Just horrible. And if you haven't been to New York, or if you haven't been to the September 11 memorial site or the museum, I would definitely recommend you to go check it out because it is just so powerful and so beautiful. And the way that they have put it all together is just incredible. It is a good way of honoring the lives that were lost that day, and it also shows the strength and the unity of New York City. What an incredible memorial and museum that is on 9/11 Memorial Site in New York City, downtown. Of course, Carmella, if you look at her right now, Carmella now has the same gimmick that was actually meant for Emma. If you remember Emma, the lady, the blonde Aussie, right? She was in the WWE and they had this whole Evolution thing going on for her before she got released. And of course, Carmella got the very same gimmick. And this gimmick has been tried on a number of superstars, um, did not work on anyone. Now we're seeing it with Carmella. We're seeing it with both the women who are in the ring right now, and I feel like it hasn't worked for anyone at all. It hasn't worked. I'm not sure why, but it just hasn't. They just get lost in the shuffle with this gimmick. It doesn't stand out. Doesn't help them stand out. It's just weird. Yeah. And this was a weird match in itself. Now I understand why this match was pulled from the September 10th edition of SmackDown, because look at that. What a mess. What an absolute mess. It looks like Carmella suffered a broken nose, but her opponent is not sorry at all about it. Rude, kind of rude.
So I challenge you to a match at Extreme Rules.
Okay, now she has been challenged to a match at Extreme Rules. Alright. Tony Storm just standing there. She's loving what's going on right now. I wish we could hear from Tony Storm and see more of her in action. But wow, this match was unnecessary. The way that they just set up their match at Extreme Rules really makes me not tune in, because what is the point? So Carmella suffered a broken nose, and the lady who did it to her challenges her to Extreme Rules, and she does not say yes or does not say no, but we still have a match at Extreme Rules because of a broken nose and because that person was not sorry. It makes no sense. But still, we have a match for ourselves at Extreme Rules, so congratulations. And now we're seeing Crime Time 2.0. We're seeing the Street Profits, the team that will never actually come close to the Crime Time. But here we are, and it's okay. It's all right. And they're wearing red on a blue brand, but that's okay. That's all right. I'm pretty sure they're feeling good tonight because it's Bianca Belair's homecoming, and as a proud husband, he has to be feeling really, very proud of his wife and for what she's accomplished and what she's gonna do tonight in the ring. Alright, Street Profits looking as determined as ever, and now we're seeing a commercial for Demon Finn Balor. And we're going to be hearing from Finn Balor up next. And he's going to be having the microphone in his hand. Maybe he's going to tell us something about the Demon, if we can expect him to show up in the near future or not. Wow. This has been a good SmackDown. Definitely not the best, but good. Decent SmackDown for sure. Of course, Big E has been ambushed by the Usos, and a few questions have been unanswered because, all right, if you think about it, Finn Balor opened the show along with Big E. Then we saw Big E get ambushed backstage. So we saw Big E twice during this whole show. Now we're gonna see Finn Balor cut a little promo in the ring. So we're gonna be seeing Big Finn Balor twice on this whole show. I don't know if that's really needed since we've already seen him once. What is the point of having the same person twice on the show? I don't understand. I mean, you already have very few selected limited spots on the show, on a 2-hour show. You can use those spots by giving one spot to one person instead of having one person being booked twice in the show when it's not really needed. Anybody else could have teamed with Big E in that tag team match, I believe. Finn Balor didn't have to be it if he did have a promo lined up for the later in the evening. But we still got that match, and we're still having Finn Balor come out and do a little promo. I don't know. I'm not too sure about this booking right now, but it is what it is. And now we are on a commercial break. Hopefully, no more Extreme Rules commercials. Would not like to see them, any of them. But yeah, we've been doing this for about an hour and 24 minutes, and what a pleasure it has been. It's been an ultimate joy. And we just started doing these live streams for shows this past Monday with Raw. And it's been such a great time doing these. I mean, I've had a great time, and I'm pretty sure that, we're just going to continue doing these for a long, long time and entertaining all of you as our audience grows. It's great. And of course, this week we covered the WWE shows. We did WWE Raw's Watch Along. We did Watch Along for NXT. Tonight, we do Watch Along for SmackDown and AEW Rampage. But from next week onwards, we're also adding Impact Wrestling to the show. We're going to be doing a Watch Along for Impact Wrestling as well with NWA and ROH next in line. We're going to be covering every single show, every single day of the week, and the weekends right here on Wrestling News YouTube. So if you want to watch any of the shows, let's say WWE Raw, SmackDown, NXT, let's talk about AEW Dynamite, AEW Rampage, NWA Wrestling, ROH, or Impact Wrestling, whatever you're into, why would you want to watch the show alone when you can watch the show with the greatest, well, not the greatest, but the absolute great, the legendary Wrassingh of Wrestling News right here on Wrestling News. So what are you waiting for? Hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're subscribed so that you get the notification every time we go live, because every time we go live, we talk wrestling and we talk a lot of fun. So if you want to watch any of those shows with me, make sure to hit the like button, the subscribe button. And right after we do these watch-alongs, you're going to be hearing from our correspondent, the incredible KJ White, who's going to be covering the shows and reviewing them in just a few minutes. So, hour-long shows in just 15 minutes. You get the full recap, and you get to hear from KJ and what he has to say about the shows. It doesn't get any better than that. It's all free. It's all for you. It's all for the love of wrestling. So make sure to subscribe to Wrestling News, as we have an incredible line of content coming your way. And we're back. SmackDown is back on air, back from the commercials. It looks like Carmella was just overreacting. Surprising, right? She was just overreacting. Her nose is just fine. It's not bleeding. It's not broken. She is just fine. Alright, so Carmella has accepted the challenge. She will be facing her at Extreme Rules. Again, just like I said, the build-up to this match is just weird. And we're seeing Finn Balor now. And if he's not actually in the ring, this is a backstage promo. Let me increase the volume and see what he has to say. This is a promo which is directed towards Roman Reigns.
This is what I chose. And I scratched, and I clawed, and I fought. And here I am.
Basically, what Finn Balor is saying is that there was no nepotism involved in his career. He did not have a bloodline. He did not have a rich family of wrestling fans, of wrestlers themselves. Finn Balor made his own way into the wrestling industry. He made it on his own. Unlike Roman Reigns, he did not have a bloodline, and here he is.
I don't summon the demon. The demon summons me.
Finn Balor says that he does not summon the demon. He has no control over the demon or when he appears. It is indeed instead the demon who summons Finn Balor. So he does not know when to expect the demon, when he will show up. The demon shows up on his own terms. He does things on his own terms. Wow. So the demon sounds worse than Venom is indeed, because Brock has some control over Venom. He stops Venom from being that bad, evil persona. He stops him from doing that. But Finn Balor, on the other hand, it feels like the demon is much stronger than Venom himself, as he has no control over it. Wow. What? All right, so we're seeing some Instagram face filters here. Finn Balor just got transformed into the demon. Very sweet. That's very nice. All right, that was sweet. That was a sweet little promo. Not too bad. So we saw Finn Balor basically transformed into the demon. That was nice. That was nice. And Dominic Mysterio is making his way to the ring. I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see Dominic, I just go, "Aw, isn't he cute? Isn't he adorable?" I can't see him as a superstar just yet. I just see him as the son of Rey Mysterio, and I'm pretty sure that's a great thing. It's a great thing to be, related, or to be the son himself of such a legend, Rey Mysterio. But I don't know how long will Dominic enjoy living in the shadows of his own father, Rey. I mean, and the fact that, no offense to anybody, no offense to Dominic fans, no offense to Dominic himself, but he does have a baby face. Not only is he a baby face, but his face, it just oozes this innocence, which makes it hard for me to take him seriously as a superstar himself. I just pity him whenever he gets hurt. I cheer from him when he's dominating, but I still see him as a baby. I still see him as the child, as a son of Rey Mysterio, which I don't think should be happening, but it is happening right now. Oh, let's just hope that I start taking Dominic seriously, and start taking him as a serious threat to the roster out there, because right now I don't see him as a threat to anybody. Yes, he's athletic, but not a threat. Don't see him as a threat right now. We're back to commercial break. Alright, so it's been 1 hour and 31 minutes since SmackDown's been on air and since we've been on air, so only less than 30 minutes left on the show. We're right now seeing a Dominic match, which makes me feel like Bianca Belair's homecoming is gonna be the main event of the show. Alright. Okay. Let's see how that goes. Let's see. So we can expect Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch to close the show. Okay, I'm not going to complain about that unless I see it. I know, KJ, we cannot see him a threat against grown men. Not at all. No, just no. The only match I would like to see Dominic Mysterio in would be against Goldberg's son. I mean, that would be a match that would really make me tune in, really make it hard for me to guess who would be the winner, really make me actually feel intrigued and interested in the match. But right now, if I hear something like Dominic Mysterio versus Sami Zayn, as we're going to see once SmackDown is back from commercial, or if I see Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz or anybody else, I'm not too interested. Not too interested. Wow, but this has been a decent show. Not the best, as I said earlier, not the best, but a decent show. Decent one. Yeah, for sure. And if you're watching right now, don't go anywhere, because once SmackDown goes off the air and this stream goes off the air, we're going to be back on YouTube. We're going to be back with another stream dedicated only for AEW Rampage. And once we go off the air with that one, KJ White's going to be taking over and premiering his brand new show, which is known as The Breakdown, where he's going to be breaking down all the shows of the night, which include SmackDown as well as AEW Rampage. He's going to be going over the results of the show, and he's going to be telling us what was good about the show, what was bad about the show. He's going to be very fair. He's going to be very open. He's going to tell us all about it. So if you want to hear all the results of the show in just a few minutes. If you want to get to know an unbiased opinion on the shows, make sure to tune in to the breakdown by KJ White here on Wrestling News right after when AEW Rampage goes off the air. Do not miss that. So 1 hour 34 minutes. We're still in the commercial break time. It feels like we're gonna see another commercial break before SmackDown goes on the air. So 1 minute 35. Yeah, 1 hour 35 minutes. So we're gonna have about 25 minutes on the clock. Dominic versus Sami Zayn should not be a very long match. I feel like this match will be about 5 to 6 minutes long before we go to a commercial break, and we're gonna see Bianca Belair come out. Yeah, I expect at least 3 more commercial break left in this show, and a runtime about 15 minutes more. Not too long, not too long. And a 6-man tag team match has been. Oh my god! Alright, I don't get this. I do not get it. Roman Reigns is now going to be appearing on SmackDown this Monday, and he's going to be bringing the Uso brothers with himself. We're going to see the New Day versus the Bloodline on Monday on Raw. This is interesting. KJ, we were just talking about Roman Reigns, going over to Raw, and look at that. Roman Reigns is indeed showing up on Raw this Monday, and he's going to be facing the New Day. It's going to be the New Day versus the Bloodline this Monday on Raw. Interesting, to say the least. Interesting. Definitely interesting.
Respectful. So I'm not gonna play this game with you anymore. When is my match? There's not that much time on the show tonight. Come to me next week and we can figure it out. I don't know what your issue is with me, nor do I care. Because I've been here longer than you. I've accomplished.
Naomi demands a match. She is confronting Sonya Deville right now, and she says, "Where is her match?" Sonya says there's not much time left for the show now. The show will go off the air soon, so maybe next week. And Naomi is not taking it. She says she's been here longer than she has, and Sonya Deville has, and she wants a match. Really getting in her face right now. Sonya Deville had nothing to say. And Sami Zayn is now making his way to the ring for his match against Dominic Mysterio. Again, I do not expect this match to go longer than 5 to 6 minutes. Maybe 6 minutes is a stretch. No longer than 5 minutes for sure. And if you're wondering, tonight's Friday Night SmackDown on Fox has been sponsored by Progressive. Alright, so it's Dominic Mysterio versus Sami Zayn. And as hard as it is for me to take Dominic Mysterio seriously at this point, it is also just as hard for me to take Sami Zayn as a heel. And don't get me wrong, it's not that Sami Zayn is a bad heel or anything, but it's the fact that Sami Zayn is just such a good-hearted man in real life. He's such a great guy that it's hard for me to not cheer him on whenever he comes to the ring. He's a great guy. The work that he's done for his community, the work that he's done for just people in general, it's great. It's fantastic. And Titus O'Neil got the Warrior Award for the tremendous work he's done, for the charity he's done, for the donations he's made, for the welfare work he's done for the black community, for the kids out there, for the homeless and whatnot. He's done a great job. I feel like Sami Zayn has done a great job himself. He's really looked after the people in Syria. He's trying to give his aid. He's tried to use the platform that he has to raise a voice. He's done a tremendous job. And he is also, in the same way, the Warrior Award worthy. He is a Hall of Fame worthy when it comes to the Warrior Award, because he has done tremendous work in the field. Tremendous job indeed. But of course, he's also banned from Saudi Arabia for doing the work that he has done and from being the place that he is from, which is something that one of the reasons why people don't get behind the Saudi Arabia shows us this. Also, Daniel Bryan, who was one of the stars who refused to perform in Saudi Arabia. Apart from Daniel Bryan, Malachi Black known as Aleister Black in WWE, also was banned from performing in Saudi Arabia due to the religious tattoos that he has on his back. And I said that this show had about 3 more commercial breaks left in it. It feels like I was right. It could be 4 as well, because right now, just a minute into the match, and we are back with the commercial break. This match isn't going to be very long, and it's going to be nearly as interesting as anybody expects it to be. It's going to be a quick match, and then we're going to go to the homecoming. How would I rate this show so far from what we've seen? Let me try to think what we've seen so far on the show. So we have seen Roman Reigns open the show, which was great. We saw Big E made his surprise appearance on the show. Good as well. Then we saw Finn Balor versus the Usos. I'm going to give this a negative 2 point because I don't feel like this did justice to Big E. As the champion, as a newly crowned champion, he should have been booked in a bigger match than that. And the fact that Roman Reigns did not partake in this match, it kind of showed that, alright, maybe Reigns is more superior than Big E is, because Big E was out there fighting Reigns' sidekicks and Reigns was nowhere to be seen. So I felt like this really did not do a lot of good to Big E, so I'm going to give it a -2. Then we got Big E and Finn Balor, who won the match, of course. We saw Robert Roode versus Elias 2.0. I've got nothing to say about that. We saw Big E getting ambushed backstage. We saw Seth Rollins. We saw a lot of stuff. I would rate this match a solid 1.5 so far out of 5. A 1.5. Just being generous right now. A 1.5 out of 5. It's been a decent show, but there have been a few negatives to it, and there are a few questions that are unanswered, such as what was Big E doing here tonight? Why was he here? Such as why is Roman Reigns going to Raw? The draft isn't going to take place until the early October. So how is this happening? Who's permitting, these trade-ins? How is Reigns showing up on Raw? Why was Big E here on SmackDown? We don't know these things, and these questions have been left unanswered. I feel like, all right, for the casual fans, it doesn't really matter because you are getting Roman Reigns on Raw, and that's a treat in itself. But for the hardcore fans, for people who really get down to the technical side of wrestling, it matters. People want answers, and the questions are being left answered on purpose. And I feel like WWE can do a little better than that. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, a little disappointed, a little bummed out when it comes to that. And in the audience, I can see 3 people wearing masks. Nice, nice. It's not never a bad thing to take precaution. It's good to be safe than sorry. So respect to those 3 people who chose to wear masks in a society that is so divided when it comes to this issue of masks or no masks. So respect to those 3 people. All right. So we're back in the ring. Action between Dominic Mysterio and Sami Zayn still continues, and Dominic with a flying DDT tries to pin. It's going to be a kick out. He's going to kick out at first. He did kick out at 2. Dominic cannot believe it. I think it's a bit of an overreaction from his side. Nothing too surprising there. Sami Zayn isn't going to give up so easily. Am I going to be able to predict a winner for this match? My heart says Dominic Mysterio. My brain says no contest. Let's see which one wins. Is it going to be my heart or my brain? Okay. Let's see. And Sami Zayn picked up the win. Just like I said, this match actually lasted less than 5 minutes. We were 1 minute into the match before we went to commercial break, and we just came back from commercial break. We did about 2 minutes, 2.5 minutes, and the match just got over. So about 3 minutes and 5 seconds long match between Dominic Mysterio and Sami Zayn. This seems to be the last match of the show. And in terms of wrestling, this hasn't been the greatest show so far in terms of entertainment. Maybe yes, it's been an entertaining show, but in terms of wrestling, no, no. Especially if you would like to compare the show to the show that we saw last week at MSG, in terms of wrestling, it has not been up to the mark, not at all. And Dominic looks on after taking that loss, and yeah, the match is over, and now we're getting another hype package, another hype video for Bianca Belair as she's making her homecoming. She's returning home and in front of the live audience, and they're excited to receive her as much as WWE is excited for her homecoming. Bianca Belair looks excited. Should be a memorable ending to SmackDown. Not sure if Becky Lynch has plans to ruin it, but it should be memorable to say the least. Of course, we all mark out whenever we see Kane, just like KJ just said. Yeah, Kane. It's still cannot believe. Wait, Kane? Kane just showed up? Oh gosh, Kane just showed up. Kane is here, and the audience cannot believe it. They're all happy to see the mayor, Glenn Jacobs. And I'm pretty sure he's here to welcome Bianca Belair, the pride of the town. Welcome her to SmackDown, welcome her back home. Wow, what a way. No, Mayor Kane, indeed, yeah. Nice, sweet. People love, when you think of Kane, people love Kane in his mask, in his old vintage mask. Even there are people who love the new mask that Kane adapted in the last few years of his WWE run. I was not a fan of that mask at all. And even if you look back at the first mask, the vintage mask of Kane, it was pretty hardcore, it was pretty nice, I loved it. But I actually loved the look that Kane had between 2007 and 2009 or 10. I felt like that was it was the peak of Kane, the Big Red Machine, the Big Red Monster. I really enjoyed Kane's work back then. It was great, indeed. So, we are on a commercial break right now, and I feel like we're going to see 2 more commercials at least before the show goes off the air. So I feel like we have 2 more commercials before SmackDown goes off the air, and then we'll be switching over to AEW Rampage. So exciting. Definitely very exciting. And by the way, I hope that you are also paying attention to the beautiful background that we have behind, my room for SmackDown. I've got all sorts of stuff here. I've got the Universal title, I've got the Andre the Giant memorial trophy, I've got a PS5. So I would like to know, to the people who are watching this right now, do you own a PS5 or do you want to own a PS5? Because I still haven't had my chance. Of course, I do have a PS5, but this one's a virtual one. I still haven't had the chance to get my own actual PS5 yet, and this is something that I really want. But it's out of stock everywhere, at least for me. So I really hope to get it one day. But do you have a PS5? Let us know in the comments. And the commercial break will be a little too long right now. So this whole homecoming better be worth it. Actually, it is already worth it because Kane has returned and the homecoming has brought Kane back home. I don't know if it's just Bianca Belair's homecoming itself. It is also Kane's homecoming because he is back on the show. He's back in the WWE. He's back home. And that is special in itself. So we got 2 homecomings in the disguise of just one. So Kane is back, and Bianca Belair is going to be here as well momentarily. Or Kane has got his ring biro as well. Look at that. Kane is happy. He's smiling. People are happy. They've got the ring set up right now. All right, so just announced for next week is a Intercontinental Championship match between King Nakamura and Apollo Crews. Early predictions for this match. Early predictions for this match. King Nakamura is retaining. That's what I feel. I mean, there's no reason for him to drop the title on a SmackDown. All right. And SmackDown goes to Philadelphia next week at the Wells Fargo Center. Interesting. And tickets are still available. If you're watching from Philadelphia, and you know Wells Fargo Center is not too far away, tickets still available. Head over to WWE.com, get your tickets. Kane is back. He has the mic in hand. Let's listen in, shall we?
As Mayor of Knox County, it is my great pleasure to welcome the EST of WWE back to her hometown, Bianca.
As the mayor, Kane is back. Glenn Jacobs is here as the mayor, and he's welcoming the EST of WWE, Bianca Belair, for her homecoming. What a moment. It looks like Bianca Belair actually has her family ringside, and they're dancing, they're happy, they're jumping around. They're excited to see their baby girl, they're excited to see Bianca Belair here, so successful, and really enjoying the spotlight here in the WWE. What a proud moment for the family. What a proud moment for Bianca Belair herself. Bianca Belair pointing to her family. She's happy. Everybody's so happy. What a moment, indeed, for Bianca Belair. The fans are really cheering, really showing their love for their homegirl, for Bianca Belair. What a celebration. Fantastic. EST chants going on right now. There are little kids in the audience smiling and looking up to Bianca Belair. She's a role model for so many young girls out there. Fantastic. She's setting a great example for the future, the younger generation of WWE superstars. Fantastic. Bianca's thanking for her family, for her fans who came up here on SmackDown to watch her, to support her tonight. Her father is ringside. Her father is ringside, and Bianca acknowledged her father. Such a proud moment for the family, indeed.
But you know what? I've been down before, but I've always fought, scratched, and clawed my way right back to the top. So in Extreme Rules, I'm going to take back my SmackDown Miss Championship.
Bianca says that she has been down before. She has seen her good times, her bad times, but she always fights back. She always crawls back to the top and turns the negatives into the positives. And Extreme Rules, she is determined to take her SmackDown Women's Championship back from Becky Lynch. Alright, so Mayor Glenn Jacobs says that he has planned a youth celebration in the honor of the EST, in the honor of Bianca Belair. Wow. Bianca Belair has been presented the key to the county. This is huge. This is outside of WWE. This is some real special stuff. Wow. Getting a key to the county is a big deal. Congratulations to Bianca Belair. What a moment.
Thank you so much. From my family to Austin East High School.
And this is not just kayfabe. This is the actual Mayor Glenn Jacobs presenting her the key to the town. I mean, this is great. This is the last time I remember somebody getting the key to the city and I'm being so happy about it was when Spider-Man got the key to the city back in Spider-Man 3, I believe. That was something that really made me tear up. And right now I'm tearing up as I'm watching Bianca Belair get the key to the town. I've got some teary eyes. You can't see it because of my glasses, but yeah, wow, what a moment. And the fans, the audience, Bianca Belair herself, they're singing along. And the man, Becky Lynch, is here to save the day. She has heard enough. She has seen enough. She can't take it anymore. And she's coming out to show the county, to show Bianca Belair who the real man is and why the real man is the real champion. You talk about the king of the drip. You talk about Seth Rollins that he's a drip king and whatnot. But you look at Becky Lynch. I mean, she's the drip queen. Look at her. Look at her fashion. Look at her attire. Look at her glasses. She's the real drip queen or the drip king. I don't know what she likes to refer herself to. But look at her. Fantastic. So Becky Lynch, of course, you can't blame her for being here up close because she's never ever been to a homecoming before, and she couldn't just help herself from being up close and really experiencing how it feels to be in a homecoming. So yeah. Becky Lynch says that she is not here to steal Bianca Belair's thunder. She's not here to steal her spotlight. She understands that tonight is Bianca Belair's night, even though she knows that Extreme Rules is gonna be Becky Lynch's night, her own night. Tonight is about Bianca Belair, and she's gonna be respectful, and she's gonna let her have her moment. Now, that is what a real champion is all about respect, about letting people have their night. Wow. She's offering her a handshake. Let's see if Bianca agrees. And Bianca did agree. They're shaking hands. Oh, alright, but Bianca doesn't let her hand go, doesn't let Becky go. Not so easy. Becky really walked into this homecoming on her own terms. It doesn't look like she's going to be leaving on her own. Becky with the punch, Bianca Belair dodges it. She has her up on her shoulders. Becky Lynch with the escape. And wow, a rock bottom to Bianca Belair. And Bianca Belair is down. Becky Lynch raises her title up. Becky Lynch leaves, still champion. Still with her pride, with her music playing in the background, she was able to ruin Bianca Belair's night single-handedly. And that is why she is the champion and Bianca Belair is not. Wow, what a show this has been. This has been a tremendous show. And now, as the show goes off the air, we're not going to waste any time. We're going to say goodbye to all of you who enjoyed watching SmackDown with us. We really did enjoy watching it with you. And now, we're going to be heading over to our next live stream, which is going to be dedicated to AEW Rampage. So make sure to tune into that live stream as we're going to be watching AEW Rampage with you and commenting on it during it. So see you soon in just a few minutes on our second live stream for AEW Rampage. Don't forget to tune in. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.